While most people in the world this week were distracted by those real issues happening, like the ongoing investigation by Bob Mueller, Donald Trump speaking at the UN, the increasing tensions in North Korea, Tucker Carlson decided to tackle the issue that too few people in this country are actually willing to tackle. Take a look.
President Trump doesn't always do what people expect him to do or even what his supporters want him to do. Is he being unpredictable? Or could there be another cause, perhaps a magical one? Amanda Yates Garcia is the Oracle of Los Angeles. She says she's a witch, tarot card reader, spellcaster, energy healer, intuitive medium, shamanic practitioner, and magical life coach. Last night, she helped cast a so-called binding spell on our president to prevent him from causing harm to others. We've asked many witches to come on this program, but only Amanda Yates Garcia was brave enough to accept our invitation. What does this mean exactly, that you cast a binding spell on the president?
Binding spells are like any other spell, so they're a symbolic action used to harness the powers of the imagination and achieve a tangible result.
That's right, folks, witches. Seriously. All right, Tucker Carlson did a segment where he interviewed a witch, and look, he kept a very straight face. So it's very hard to tell if he's trying to be sarcastic through the whole thing or if he's really trying to get information out of her. I'm 99% sure this is pure sarcasm and he's doing everything possible to not break out in laughter during that ridiculous intro and during the interview itself. But it's not just the fact that he interviewed a witch who says that, they're putting these hexes on Trump. The fact of the matter is that his producers need to be fired, okay? There are very real issues happening in this country right now, and more importantly, other countries that the United States is involved in. And yet you devote your airtime, your prime time airtime, to interviewing a witch as if that somehow helps to explain Donald Trump's erratic behavior. Now, maybe you were trying to do this as a way to show how crazy the left is and look at this, laugh behind the scenes about it. But the real reason you're doing this is because you don't want to talk about those real issues. You don't want to talk about the fact that our president is insulting one of the most dangerous people in the world who's insulting him back and actually doing a much better job at it. You don't want to talk about the fact that Russia is violating the sanctions that are in place against North Korea. You don't want to talk about the fact that Bob Mueller's investigation is getting increasingly closer to Donald Trump himself and threatens to take down his entire presidency. So you fill your airtime with the most ridiculous nonsense you can come up with. And look, you interviewed a witch about Donald Trump's behavior. Couldn't you go back to what you usually do and just talk about Obama and Hillary Clinton? Hillary Clinton had a book that came out this week, and it's actually probably going to surpass The Art of the Deal in sales after only a few weeks. Maybe talk about that. But for the love of God, don't ever dig this deep to either try to make somebody look foolish or because you're trying to avoid talking about the real issues. That segment was insulting, not just to the woman who came on, but to anybody who legitimately watches your show and thinks that they're getting real news from you. There's only so much longer this whole Fox News network is going to be able to go on before they have to start addressing what's actually happening in the world. And I think this little witch segment was about the most bottom of the barrel that you could get for Fox News. So maybe, just maybe, after this segment, they're going to say, there's literally nothing else we can talk about. I guess we're going to have to talk about that special prosecutor or the Russia thing or the North Korea thing or any of the other really pressing issues that have real-world ramifications rather than talking about hexes and spells that might be influencing Donald Trump's behavior. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see here on Ring of Fire, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. You can see the little subscribe button down there, but if you're watching it on another device where you can't see it, go to youtube.com/TheRingOfFire, hit subscribe, be notified every time we get a new video.